How to create a fully functional Pong game using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. First, we implement the structure in an HTML file. Use title to set the title of the web page. Add a game container to hold all game elements. Inside the game container, create a div to display the scores. Use div with ID left score to show the score for the left player. Use div with ID right score to show the score for the right player. Use div to represent the ball in the game. Create a container for the left player's paddle. Create a container for the right player's paddle. Use div with ID win a message to display a message when a player wins. Add the button element to allow players to restart the game. Let's move on to implementing styles. Set margin 0 and padding 0 to remove default spacing around elements. Set box sizing to include padding and borders in the element's total width and height. Set display flex to enable flexbox for layout. Set flex direction to stack child elements vertically. Use justify content to center the content both vertically and horizontally. Set background color for a dark gray background. Use game container to define the area where the game will be played. Set position relative to allow absolutely positioned child elements to be positioned relative to this container. Set width and height to define the size of the game area. Set background color for black background. Use border to create a white border around the game area. Use paddle to tie both paddles. Set position absolute to allow paddles to be positioned anywhere within the game container. Set width and height to define the size of the paddles. Set background color for white paddle color. Use left paddle to position the left paddle. Set left 0 to position the left paddle. Set right 0 to position the right paddle at the right edge of the game container. Set position absolute to allow the game to be positioned freely within the game container. Set width and height to define the size of the ball. Set background color for white ball color. Set border radius to make the ball circular. Set position absolute to position the scoreboard within the game container. Set top 10 pixels to position it near the top of the game area. Set width 100% to make it span the entire width of the game container. Use display flex and justify content space between two spaces that scores evenly. Set color for white text. Now let's move on to implementing the logic in JavaScript. Add a constant for the game container. Use const mode to select the ball element. Add constants for the paddles. Then add constants for the score displays. Create a constant for the win message. Then add a constant for the restart button. Add variables for ball position and speed. Then add variables for paddle positions. Create variables for paddle speeds. Then create variables for scores. After that, add constants for game settings. Then create a variable to track game state. Add a variable for ball speed increase interval. Create a reset ball function to position the ball at the center. It sets its initial speed in a random direction. Then create a reset paddles function to position both paddles at the center of the game area. After that, create an update scores function to update the displayed scores on the screen. Create a check winner function to determine if either player has reached the maximum score and display the winner message. Create a reset game function to reset scores, hide messages, and restart the game state. Then create an increase ball speed function to gradually increase the ball's speed over time. Create a start ball speed increase function to set an interval for increasing the ball speed every 5 seconds. Add event listers for key down events. Add controls for the left paddle. Then add controls for the right paddle. Use document and event listener to stop paddle movement when keys are released. Use restart button and event listener to reset the game when the restart button is clicked. Create a game loop function to handle the game's continuous updates. Add a check for game over. Update the ball's position by adding its speed to its current coordinates. Check if the ball hits at the top or bottom of the game container. Check if the ball collides with the left or right paddle. Check if the ball goes out of bounds on the left or right side. Set the ball's CSS left and top properties to move it visually. Update the paddle's vertical positions based on their speeds. Prevent paddles from going out of bounds. Set the paddle's CSS top properties to move them visually. Call the update scores function to refresh the displayed scores. Use request animation frame to create a smooth animation loop. As a result, we created a full-featured Pong game using HTML, CSS and JavaScript.